Well, that's what I was trying to explain to you. Hey, this is going to be the first, and it'll be a test run of what we would consider a podcast or a video meeting with classmates from the Lakeshore Lancer, Stevensville Lakeshore 1984 class. And look at the guests we have here. We have the beautiful Faith. Faith, how do you say your last name?
Zitnik.
I know you as Faith Wallsten.
Yeah. Zitnik.
Zitnik. Yeah. And the infamous, the amazing Michael Schmaltz. Look at you.
The idiotic.
And the man
Yeah.
comes to his first official podcast, his video with no shirt.
Oh.
And I'm thinking it's because he wants us to see that muscle mass that he's got there.
It's 90 some degrees here and humid as hell.
It is.
It is 90.
And my
Okay.
AC isn't working as well as it should, so whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a hot
So
one.
since Patrick works in these technologies, I can see it. Faith, are you on a computer or on a phone?
I'm on the phone because that's where you sent it via.
Yep. Send it to your email too. You guys
Oh,
do
you did?
what-
Hold on.
Yep, whatever works for you. I see Faith furiously working there to figure out now to quickly flip to the. Here's why. Can anybody see my background? What do you see in my background?
I
Uh,
see a
Where am I at?
You're
farm.
getting married? Is that a? What is that?
It looks like a farm with snow on it.
Mike better know where that is. See, that's how bad your eyes are, and that's how bad your
It looks like
viewing is.
a venue of some sort.
It is. It's somewhere you were at last year on the Friday before our reunion.
Watermark.
I wasn't there.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay. So
I wasn't there.
that's Watermark. Now let's test this to see if you all can see anything different now.
Yep.
Like for a Lancer symbol.
LL.
Yeah, see? So it works. So there are background filters, and so I advocate for people to be on a computer versus a mobile device for the simple reason that we can do things like this. Look at that. It's the Lancer field. Or we can do the Lancer logo. Or we can do the front door to the school, to the high school. Look at that.
I've never been there. I mean,
What? What did you just say? Okay, wait. So here we are on a podcast for the class of '84. The Faith's never been.
I meant like since it's been redone.
Okay.
So
We went on a tour that day. Did you not go on the tour Saturday?
nope.
Okay. So
Are you in my
Lucy-
spam?
am I spam? I don't know. I probably am spam. I spam a lot of people. Mike, I'm full of spam, aren't I?
Among other things.
Yes. So, Faith, while you're furiously looking at that, what we thought we would do for content, Michael has got certainly some content he wants to end questions, and I know you've got a question for him. But what we
I
thought
do?
yes, you told me the other day. It is about something that happened at the reunion. And you want,
Oh,
yeah, go ahead, lead.
What-
Randy's story.
oh yeah. No, I think I said didn't I say something? Yeah, I had asked him. It's like
Mike doesn't know
the
because
drone.
Mike told.
Is there a
Yeah, Mike
camera?
said he wasn't there when
Or
the
was
drone
there
was there.
not?
But Mike, didn't you just recently see Randy?
No, but I talk to him once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or so.
And so the next time you talk to him, we want to know the story. Randy told us he was putting up his drone to take photos of the class, and we never saw any photos. So we're asking Randy, did he get any photos that day? That'd be really cool if we could see them.
I thought I saw one of the entire class picture, which Javier and I were not there yet when it happened. It got posted somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, there were photos of the class. What we're asking is, were there photos taken with the drone?
Well, it had to have been. It was up in the air. It was a whole entire class.
So you
picture.
saw an aerial photo.
Right?
Yes.
But where is it?
It was probably on our Facebook Lakeshore page.
It's not there. It's not there. Show me.
Let us
Show me. Prove it.
let us look.
No.
Well, I wouldn't have the memory of seeing it had I not seen it. Whatever.
No, no, no.
All right.
There's plenty of pictures of the whole group, but not from an aerial.
No,
view.
this one was definitely an aerial. I mean,
Really?
it looked like the one we took in '84 that Michelle Krieger had blown up and brought to the reunion.
I need to see that.
It was a huge group.
Take a screenshot
I
and
was not there yet when that picture was taken.
Somebody blocked me then because I can't see it.
So let's start with the real easy. Faith,
What?
are you okay to talk a little bit about your life?
About my life? My
Sure.
life in a nutshell?
Well, the exercise during the reunion or before the reunion was for everybody to show a picture of themselves or pictures of them and their family. Can you guys see this?
Yes, not very well. I don't know if I can zoom in, but
Yeah.
that's her Excel spreadsheet page that you made accessible to us.
Right.
We did make, and everybody took creative license. And Faith, I love yours. You did your own template. You designed it your own, lots of good pictures. So tell us a little bit about, ever since 1984, Faith Wallsten became Faith Zitnik. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I became Faith Moran and Faith Paracas and then Faith Zitnik.
Nice.
Well, I don't know if it's nice. It would have been nice to be married one time to one man and that's it. So this is all it's going to be. But yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, I was unavailable.
Yep, you could have added a fourth one to the list. But I look at that and I say, you've taken maybe a winding road, but you're where you are and you have a wonderful family. And I'm sure you'd tell us you've been very blessed in your life.
Yeah, I have. Go away.
Who's got to go away, Faith? Who's there?
The cat. The cat. Anyway, yeah, I had, high school was just a stepping stone. And I think it's a stepping stone for everybody in their life, but you're always using that stone to go back across the river, kind of like, but I think being raised in the home I was, it was a bittersweet moment, on again, off again, relationship with my dad and things that I think we all look at our parents and we think we want to put them in this box and believe that they could be something that they weren't at that time. So, and I think that kids still do nowadays believe that. So, there was a lot of hurt, a lot of betrayal, but I went on. And, you have kids and traveled to Texas, came back. And I don't believe I really honestly got to know who I was until probably the last 10 years of my life.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's like a lot of time that I feel like was wasted, but we all take a journey and we just have to accept it, I think that God put me on a journey that, was pretty cool 10 years ago. Finding out that I have CPTSD, because of how I was raised and in the home that I was made the scapegoat, basically. So I really couldn't understand who I was because I felt like I was an outcast. Like, I felt annoying to many people, and I still could be, but I don't care. And I felt like every time that I would get upset, I had to stand up for myself because there was never anybody there to stand up for me. I met a really great guy. It was a little rocky at first, my husband. And I had gotten into hunting like years ago before I went to live with my dad. So my stepdad showed me the ropes on how to fish and hunt and all the things that I enjoyed doing. as a kid, barefoot in a bathing suit, same bathing suit all summer long. It could have stood up on its own, I'm sure. So,
Like my socks.
yeah, but I didn't care. I was a kid. And that's the same, like, I loved me then, and that's what I wanted to get back to. Like, and I watched him hunt. I came, my stepdad watched him hunt, and I would go there in the early mornings, and I'd be this like 7-year-old, like, why am I out here? It's so cold and I can't even see my hand in front of my face. But once the daylight came up, and then I saw a buck, and I was like, and he had every chance of shooting that deer, but he didn't, because he just wanted me to have appreciation for hunting and enjoying it. And that's what I did.
Nice.
I took that. And when I met my now husband, he was into hunting with a bow. And so he was going to get his arrows at the archery place down the street. So I went with him, and I was watching this woman like really struggling to pull a bow back. And I'm like thinking, how hard could this be? I didn't say anything, just watching. And the owner's wife came up to me, and she goes, "You want to try?" And I'm like, I didn't want to embarrass myself, because what if I couldn't do it? And my boyfriend, now husband, is right behind me. Like, that's embarrassing. I can't show him that I can't do something. So she got a bow for me and set me all up, and showed me how to shoot. And I got a bullseye the first time I tried it. Like, that's pretty
Nice.
cool. I want to do this again. And then I turn around, he's standing right there with this big grin on his face. And before you know, he's buying me all this camo and all this equipment. And yeah, I had gotten into it so much where I was into the hunting industry. I had cookbooks, and I had knives all etched up with "Face Game Gone Wild." So,
And a YouTube channel with your cooking.
yeah,
of
and I also had I was on 101.7 The Bull in Iowa. So that's where I would do my Sunday recipes and stuff like that. Via podcast? No, not podcast, because my face didn't show. It was just a recording. But it was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people in the hunting industry, people that could shoot deer much bigger than mine. And that's what I set out to do. However, I'm accepting of the big buck I have now, and it's up there. And I'll be getting that scored in August. It was supposed to be last August, but my uncle died, so I had to go to that funeral. Are you driving somewhere?
Not me. That had to be Michael.
Oh. So, but yeah, I had gotten into it, and then I tried to get my kids into it. I had taught archery for like 6-7 years, and until COVID. So I used to instruct an instructor, and then that fell to the wayside, like everything else does. I taught my kids how to shoot their bows. It was a really nice family experience, but now they're all out on their own, and yeah.
So Faith, you've given us a little bit of an insight into your life that I don't think I talked to you enough at the reunion to hear all that. You can see the slide that was created, and you can see that you're interested in hunting. You can see your grandkids. You can see that you've had an interesting life. But when you take a few minutes and you break it down like you did, it's just really fun, because we know that all of our classmates have their own lives, have gone off, either had families, different careers, travel, life experiences. You've had some really unique ones that a lot of people would say that's pretty cool. And when you see all our classmates and you talk to them, you hear different stories, but you don't always know that Faith can hunt pretty damn good. She can shoot. She's got a good aim. She knows how to cook, because we know you all made some really good jerky and some other treats for the reunion, and you made those on your own.
Didn't have any of the jerky, or
Oh,
not
yeah.
jerky, sausage. It was sausage.
Summer
Sausage. Yep. And Mike took some home and said he really loved it and said you shipped him some. I will say that I ate some and I thought it was wonderful. But you also are in cookbooks and shows on TV. And so look at, I guess the summary I'd say from listening to you was you're a resilient person, Faith, because if you think about it, you started off with a little bit challenging life situation that we all didn't know. You know, look, we're in high school and some of us might know, but we're too young. Even if our friends told us that the life at home wasn't perfect, we didn't really put that all together like we do now when we're parents or we're older. Yeah. So I didn't have any concept of what you went through when you were younger. You went through all that. You learned a lot. You became who you were. You had different life experience with different people, but that resulted in wonderful children, right? You got children and grandchildren from all those relationships. And now you've said in the last 10 years, you felt really stable with the person that you love and you enjoy what you're doing. So to me, it sounds like a perfect story. Like a lot of people's lives, even though you might have had some ups and downs, a lot of people's lives might be a little more challenging. So I would, and you seem to have a strong faith too. Faith, and I don't mean your name, like you seem to be strong in your belief, which I think is good, right? Gets you through everything.
I would hope so. Yeah. What
right.
Mike?
No pun intended. What were you saying, Mike?
I said all is coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
One thing begets another.
Well, I know that there's a lot of, I think that when you get older, you just kind of look at the things and, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. And it's like, you never know what God has in store for you. And high school is not the end. It just keeps going on. And although I had a lot of fun last year at the reunion, one thing I don't like is I'm staring at these people and they're kind of looking at me. I don't know who they are. I'm like, I was telling Mike, I'm like, it took me how long to figure out that was Greg Davis. A lot of people.
Did people not have name tags on?
I don't look at the name tags.
Yeah, but they should have been 5x7 name tags, because I'm blind as a bat. Half the time I was shaking hands with people and going, who the hell am I talking to?
Yeah, it's hard though, because like I was wearing contacts, so I couldn't see. I can't read my contacts. I'm both far and nearsighted. I'm waiting for Mike to say something.
Okay, yeah. So aside from the fact that we're all older and it's hard to see, and our memory doesn't always say, oh, Patrick, did I remember him in high school? The thing is, I remember Nancy at earlier reunions had put a picture of your face from the high school yearbook. So you'd look at that picture and you'd look at me today and you'd be like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I know who that guy is.
You do look the same though.
Oh, yeah, right. But
you do.
All that being said, it is interesting that that's hard to do as we get older. So that's a good observation. Yeah. But I do think people were wearing name tags. Give us some other feedback about the reunion in general, or so you went only Saturday. You did not go Friday.
Yeah, I have 2 bloodhounds that, no, I can't leave them. They're my babies, and it's very hard to use people to watch them correctly. And when I say correctly, the way I would.
Sure. So you drove in for the day. Where is Shorewood, Illinois?
Do you know where Joliet is?
Southwest. Yes. Southwest suburb.
Do you know who 30 years ago started a mission from God in Joliet, Illinois?
Who?
Jake and Elwood
brothers. Yes, Mike. The Blues Brothers. That was 30 years ago.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we are getting the band back together.
Yep, and we're doing it. So Faith, you're close enough that you can drive into Stevensville when you need to.
I could, yeah. I hate to drive. I mean, I don't like city. I don't like, how should I say? I'm going to rephrase this. He's a better driver. I'm like my grandmother. I like floor it to get to where I'm supposed to be, and that's it. I know where point A, point B, tunnel vision. I don't like crowds. I don't like traffic. I get anxiety really easy. So unless there's nobody else on the road, I'm fine.
But do you have any reason to go back to Stevensville? Are there, other than class?
Yeah, I do have cousins there that I'm connected to, my aunt, that I do speak to. And so, and some friends. I usually go to Four Winds with my cousin.
Florence Casino. Nice.
The one
So
in
you
New
don't-
Buffalo?
Yeah.
There's one in Hartford. There's one in Waterville.
Yeah, the one in New Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah, she just sold her house there in New Buffalo on the beach.
So Faith, you still working, retired? What do you do?
I do a lot of hustling. I mean, I do a lot of crafty stuff. My husband's a 150 operator. I can't say which means I don't ever have to work again, but he's got great insurance. So I have some issues with my back and hips. So means I don't think I'll be hunting a long time. I have, oh gosh, what is it called? I've got some SI joint issues, hip issues, degenerative disc issues. So kind of surgery is definitely in the midst, but I'm being very stubborn. I did what the doctor said. I did lose weight. Actually, I've lost 30 pounds in 10 weeks. So, and that's a lot.
I know. I saw those pictures. I couldn't believe it.
Well, I took them off the internet because I think I told you that I've got some strange individuals that go to the individual picture and say some things that are just not truthful, but it wasn't about that. It was about just basically losing it for my health to get the weight off my hips and my knee. And I really wasn't like obese or anything. It's just now I'm just lighter in pain rather than heavier in pain.
Well, I think we're all at the age, because we all know 1984, we're all going to be 58, 59 years old, that we want to be healthy in our later years to enjoy our family, our travel, our life pursuits, our grandkids. Also, we might retire. So I know there's a bunch of people in our class that have already retired. Some are still working. Some people just do what you said, hustling. Like, I don't see you as a person, Faith, that ever is going to just sit and watch the grass grow. You're always going to find something to keep you busy.
Yeah. Well, we live on a farm, so I just
Yeah, she's super busy with gardening and the baby chickens and
those baby chickens are big now, so
everything else. Yeah.
So you love all that, Faith, but if you have dogs that you can't leave very long, do you ever have a desire, you or your husband, to go and travel the world or do anything like that?
I never had a desire to. Anything that I really need is right here in the United States. So what? I don't see the
There's some cheap flights right now to Iran. Are you sure you don't want to travel?
Oh my God.
If they even have an airport left.
Look at the smirk on his face. He thinks it's so funny. We can't get political here. You know that, right?
That's interesting that you don't want to travel just because
I can travel here. Like,
yes. No, I mean like internationally but in the other side of that is.
Oh, you know what? I went to Costa Rica in 2012. It was a great time. However, seeing what their culture is and everything, I just find it not to judge them in any way. That's how they were raised. I mean, you got to think about it. Prostitution is legal there. So I'm sorry, but it's like walking down the strip at Vegas, and all these people are handing you these little cards. So I'm like, okay.
Well, Faith,
Go home.
I just want to add something. to your previous comment, I feel the same way. I don't need to leave the country. There is enough awesome places in our United States that are gorgeous and beautiful to see, and little I don't know what the word is, just microcosms of different types of culture, whether it's Florida or Alabama or Missouri or California or Washington State or Northern Michigan. Or I've always thought the same thing. I've only left the country twice, and that was both to Canada, even though it's right across the river in Detroit. I didn't go to Canada till I went to Seattle twice, up to beautiful British Columbia. And yeah, I feel like, yeah,
Canada is beautiful.
I don't need to go outside the country to see awesome places and awesome people.
Yeah.
I get it. Travel is not for everybody. That's why I was interested in it.
Well, I
Sounds
mean,
like-
it's nice to get there, but I mean, it's like I say, I've gone many places in the United States, lived there, and it's like, I don't know, like my husband's going to Costa Rica in a couple weeks because he's got to settle cattle that he had there. So I'm like, I don't want to go back again. Have fun. I just don't have, I don't know. I don't really have an urge. I think I'd rather like find a different state that I haven't gone to. I mean, I remember going to Colorado as a kid. That'd be nice to go back to. I think the only place that I want to be is home. I mean, my next vacation out of this country will be heaven. How's that?
There you go. So
Like the old quote says, a man spends his life traveling the world in search of what he needs, and he returns home to find it.
Yep.
I like that. I like that. So what reunion were we at last year? Who remembers? Obviously, do the
40th.
math. 40.
What do you mean?
So-
I remember.
Yeah. Well, we're getting old, so I was just testing you. So our 40th reunion. So we likely, I am not speaking of any authority here, but I don't know that the class will do one at 45, but maybe they will. So that would be obviously in 4 years. And then there would be one at 50. So in theory, at 50, we're all in that 68-year range, right?
Yeah.
68 years old. So Faith, God willing, you're here on this earth at 68. Are you going to a 50th reunion?
Yeah, I will. I don't think I'll
Michael?
have dogs then.
That'd be a good one. Michael, how about you?
I would absolutely love it, but I had this conversation, I believe, with both of you. Faith said we should do it every 5 years at this age. I said, how about every 5 hours? You know, but I believe starting this podcast thing is an awesome idea. That way, other people, other classmates can see a one-on-one or two-on-one interview with individuals and get more out of it than they did at the speed dating we had to do with the reunion. 5 minutes, move on. 5 minutes, move on.
Yeah. It's hot. It was tough. It was tough. There were people I wish I spoke to, but I didn't really have a chance. But you know what? It's like we also have to think too. They can talk to us. Why do we have to go out of our way? They come to us. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, hopefully they'll all be able to watch these videos we're putting up. And like I say, one person at a time, get an hour, whatever,
right.
and get a little more insight into each other's lives, etc. And I told Pat, since we're all on the screen, unless I turn my camera off, we all have our little rectangle with our pictures. We could call it the Driftwood Squares.
Yeah.
Like
Nice.
Hollywood
The
Squares.
Squares.
I like it. I like the theme. Well, the reason I asked about the 50th is for those that know the Lakeshore Education Foundation right now, as far as I understand, invites And I think one of our classmates just recently got into that organization, elected as a board member of the Lakeshore District Schools. Is that Mike Farrington? Mike or Eric Farrington? But the Education Foundation will invite us for a 50th reunion, but it's typically in the fall instead of the summer. And they'd invite us to go to a football game, and they'd bring us out on the football field.
Oh, that would be great.
Wow.
So let's all look forward to living another 10 years so we can see each other again and then also be out there. So Faith, you brought up something interesting, and so did you, Mike. We're trying to think about doing this format and put it out there, and let's see if people want to go look at it. I found last year when we asked people to put up their little slides and pictures of their families, a good number of classmates did that. And it's really nice to see what people are doing and catch up wherever you are in the world. If you're on the West Coast, the East Coast, what you're doing with your life, where you've been, family, life experiences, jobs. So we'll continue to do this. If you were to think about it, what would be anybody in the class that you either want to talk with, Faith, or that you'd like to connect with? Or if we said, hey, how would you like to connect? Because the biggest problem we have with connecting everybody is some people don't use social media. Some people don't necessarily have their contact information easily available. And I found it difficult during the reunion, and I'm sure the reunion committee did, in finding certain people or connecting with people. And then you also said, even though you got to see people at the reunion, it's like you ever go to a conference or a trade show or a meeting and you want to see people, and all of a sudden there's 3 people talking to you and you realize you missed out on talking to that one person that walked away right when you were. So I'm sure there had to be people at the reunion that you're looking across the room and you're like, there's Marie Finch, there's Andy Williams, there's Tony Dowell, there's Mike Schmaltz. I want to talk to somebody. And then they escaped before you got a chance to talk to them. Was there anybody you missed you can remember? Who'd you say?
Today's Marie's birthday.
They have a chance to talk to you too. So
Today, the actual day, the 23rd of June, is Marie's birthday.
Yep.
Marie Finch.
Yep.
We should have invited Marie to come to this. I think Marie lives with Scott in Texas, right?
Yes, correct.
She sews gymnastic outfits, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So cool. So see, this is it. Those little slides, those little snippets allowed you. I know you already know, Faith, but because of people sharing. I think that's awesome. So what do you think? Are there people you missed out on talking with?
Yeah, I think so. I think that there's still a lot of people that are maybe a little hesitant, maybe I can't say shy, but come out of their shell to talk to everybody.
We couldn't find people, and there were some people who when we did contact them, said they couldn't either make it to the reunion or had no desire. And I was talking with my family about this, and it's interesting. Some people want to go to something like this, and some people are good in their life, and they haven't talked to people like us in 10 or 20 years, and they figure that life's behind them, and they've got their own circle of friends and their own family. And I think the same way. I think all of us has our own circle of friends and family, but because we kind of shared this common bond of Stevensville from the early 80s to the middle of the 80s, it's kind of nice just to go back and check in on people and see how people are doing. So
indeed.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
No, it is a shame, but I mean, all you can do is invite them and reach out. And if they say no, then that's on them. I think that the people that did show up are, we've got a really good class, and we've got very good people with morals and ethics. And, we've gone through a lot of loss in our life. So
yeah,
that there's a lot of things. We're not those people in that building anymore. So a lot of things changed up over the years. And I think that we can all sit down, rather, what we believe in or whatever. I believe that we can still come together as friends. And, it's almost like the neighborhood kids, but kids, it's like who you grew up with. And even though, oh, I didn't like so-and-so because they said, okay, get over it. Just get over it. You know, there's a lot of things that I've said to people that I may not have been in the right to say it. I might have snapped, and I could blame it on my CPTSD, but I'm not going to. It's something that if I said something to hurt somebody, then I'm sorry. But like I say, get over it. It's just, we're not.
I too was impressed with our classmates and the ones that were there and the ones that shared their slides, even if they couldn't come. I thought that was amazing. I hope that others will be encouraged by seeing this communication or the slides and want to communicate with the class if they're interested in sharing their lives. I also thought it was amazing. Mike, I know you saw some of them there. Faith, I don't know how many you saw, but on Friday night at Watermark and then Saturday, we had some of the teachers come. I know Mr. Lundgren was there. I know Mr. Sanford was there. I know Mr. Canola was there. Mike helped me out. There was a couple others, teachers. That
I
showed up.
didn't see most of them.
Lad.
I remember Mr. Canola, and during the planning meetings, he was there a couple times, and he insisted that I call him Denny, not Mr. Canola. And I'm like, I respect my elders. Sorry, that's the way I was raised.
Look at that. How did it? Because Nancy had it on her Facebook wall saying that it was his birthday, and they went out, and I'm like, and she put Denny on there, and I'm like, I feel weird calling him Denny. I just do. Because
I did too. I was sitting right next to him, and I felt weird calling him Denny instead of Mr. Canola.
Am I gonna get in trouble for this?
Right. Gonna get detention at 60 years old.
Don't threaten me with a good time, okay?
Right.
Good. I'm in timeout. Oh my gosh. I was hoping for that one.
Hey, this is neither here nor there, but back when Facebook first came out, like 2009, they used to give you notifications if one of your friends friended another friend. And I remember getting a notification, Pat Bevilacqua became friends with Faith Paracas or whatever it was at the time.
I had 2 accounts.
Okay, well,
One
anyway,
of them I shut down. So
I commented, I said, send her a pineapple. And you guys may or may not remember, our senior year, we were having lunch in the cafeteria, and Pat put a little piece of chunk pineapple on a spoon and flung it across the room, and it just grazed Faith's nose. And she looked over
I do
and
not
saw
remember
us
that.
laughing, and that's what got us busted. And Dave Topping at the time was like the lunchroom monitor. He came over, and Pat got in bigger trouble than I did, but I just remember that for whatever
I
reason.
don't remember that.
I do not remember that either, Mike. You have a good memory. Mike always remembers these things. I do remember starting my share of trouble in high school, and I think we all did. But I'm glad we're past those days and we can laugh about them. Mike, I like it that you remember those.
Yeah.
I remember everything except why I just walked into the kitchen.
So your long term is good. It's just the short term that misses.
Well, it's so funny. I was on the basketball team, and Carol Mensinger had a party at her house. The whole basketball thing was over. What is?
There you go. I muted Mike. He was making noise. Keep going. So Carol had a party after the basketball game.
Yeah, and I remember that it was the JV and the varsity at her house. I think we were in the basement or whatever. So it was like a slumber party. And I wake up the next morning and couldn't find my clothes, right? So I've got PJs on and can't find my clothes to get dressed to go home. And she put them in the freezer. There's a lot.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I brought it to her. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It wasn't a bad memory. It was
Was
just
she
something.
playing a prank on you, or she just?
Yeah, it was just a prank. Yeah,
Oh,
she
that's
put it
awesome.
probably because I was a pain in the ass. Can I say that
Oh,
on
good
here?
old days. And you don't
Yeah.
always remember all those things, you know?
Oh gosh. Yeah,
Was it Carol that put your clothes in the freezer?
I think it was, yeah.
Oh
She
my
said,
God.
but it could have been anybody on the basketball team. But I mean, I think it was. I don't know.
Someone will come clean one day, one of the basketball players.
Yeah.
Faith.
She said she was sorry. She probably didn't remember either. She's like, I'm sorry at the reunion. And I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm okay. That didn't scar me or anything. I just thought it was a cool memory. So
That's funny because the first time Nancy picked me up for the planning meeting, I apologized to her for making her cry in like 10th or 11th grade because I put some balloons under my shirt to look like boobs. And I went walking into the physics classroom and she started crying, thinking it was aimed at her because she had big boobs. And she honestly did not remember it. And she goes, Mike, don't worry about it. I don't remember it. So it obviously wasn't that traumatic. But I wanted to say sorry for that.
You know what's funny about that is that
we
were all so, and kids are when they're young, but you're socially inept, and you're in those days, what we got away with or what we said about people or the way we acted towards each other, the names we called people. Today's society, they would be very unhappy with the things that we did. And so we look back on that, and I don't know that we have shame about it, Mike, but we do recognize it. Like, I can understand why a young lady that might be sensitive to that, but you're just having fun. And the world's gotten a little away from having fun, but also I think we're smarter too about the things that we should be, more mature about, I guess. But I don't know, Mike, when you're young, we're just having fun, right?
Exactly.
Hey, so I want to show something real quick. Tell me when you guys can see this, and I'm going to play this for you and tell me if you can hear the sound. So first of all, can you see what I'm sharing?
no. Wait.
Should be in a window. You should be able to see it.
It says Patrick is sharing content. I do see another screen. Looks like it might be a video, but it's not playing yet.
I didn't play it.
Yeah,
So
it's an
Faith, you can see it? All right, here we go. So now I'm going to play it.
Every number one
Listen to
song
this.
of 1984.
Tom Waits. And yes,
Hello.
Lionel Richie. Cindy Lauper. Billy Ocean.
Is he still alive? The ocean.
Don't know.
Oh, yeah. Rochester, Michigan's own.
Boy George. Phil Collins. Ray Parker Jr. Tina Turner.
I said,
Love you. Wham. Van Halen. Prince.
All right, now think about that group of what we just showed. The first thing I'm going to say is, I know those were videos, but I don't know if anybody caught it, but Lionel Richie's Hello was like a love song, right? It's hello, Is it me you're looking for? And if you go back and you watch the video, he's got a blind woman walking with like a blind cane. And I'm thinking that just seems so inappropriate for today's environment. Like, hello, you're blind. Can you see me? And that was in the song. And you look at all those songs and the videos that were done back then. Think about those artists that were just in there. Those were the #1 songs of '84. You've got everything from Prince and Van Halen, movies like Ghostbusters. You had so many good songs in there. That was our year. That's why the '80s were the best, why '84 was the best year.
Yeah, and none of them had to thank Beyonce. You don't remember that.
Really good things happened in '84. So I thought I'd throw that little bit of nostalgia out there. So
No,
Faith,
the,
I think
the
we're
80s
winding.
were a great decade for music next to
Yeah.
the 70s and 60s. But yeah, it all went
Well,
downhill after the 80s.
That's what we believe because we like that. If we had grown up in the '90s, maybe we'd have different perspective.
I some of the '90s songs too.
There's
in the
good
back.
music in every decade. And I made a comment years ago. There's two types of music, good music and bad music. You know, in the late 80s, mid 80s, whatever, Madonna was on the radio. And you know what? I might be tapping my foot to the music. I'm not going to go buy her album or CD or whatever. But that was my definition. Good music
Yeah.
and bad music. If my foot was tapping, I considered it good music. I have different
Isn't that
politically
perspective?
influenced views now, but yes, but I still believe that there's good music and bad music. And if my foot was tapping, I considered it good music.
But
But
somebody's
it's
foot
all
might tap to
over
Billy Squire,
and
and somebody
over-engineered.
else's foot might tap to REO Speedwagon. Like, I'm just going to say Air Supply and REO Speedwagon are bands from our area that should have been blown up and forgotten. But there's a lot of people that love their ballads. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Good friend of mine and former coworker who I met long after high school. He had a bunch of Air Supply playing at his wedding reception. And I'm like, man, I don't want to say the word, but that was just, I don't know, different than I expected him to
Maybe he
play.
said to his wife to be, he said, I'm all out of love and I'm so lost without you.
Yeah, right.
So, Faith, here's a question for you.
You say that one. Don't even laugh. Don't just smirk.
Mike, we'll always do a pay it forward section of our final wrap up in our conversation with somebody. So Faith, you are the first person to do this. The next person we may speak with might be Nancy Canola, if we can find time to get on the phone with Nancy. She's very busy. Nancy Canola Holker.
Too.
And
I'm gonna do the gals that were part of the planning meetings for our last reunion. Ann Gain, Tina Franklin,
I'd like
Sue Wozniak Hardy,
Julie Hannon.
Julie Hannon,
Julie,
and Carol
I
Mention.
love the Dallas Cowboys. Hannon.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, Mike, we're going to do that. But assuming, let's say we move to, I'm going to have you pick one just because we have to, and we'll ask her the question. So you get to ask a question of Nancy, and if you watch the next, and you can think about it for a minute, if you watch the next one and we have Nancy on a video, you get to see her answer. We're going to say, Faith wanted to ask you a question. So I'm just curious, what would you ask Nancy if you could ask her one thing, whether it's about high school or it's something today, and anything you want to know from Nancy, even it could be something funny that you remember.
Great question.
And I'll give you some hints.
we
Like,
only
for
had one.
example, Faith, did you see when we were during the reunion on Saturday, the video that was done, the black and white video that Denny Lundgren shared? I still have a copy of it. Okay, so did you see Nancy in that? She was sitting in the band, and she stopped playing her instrument and started.
She had a saxophone with a bottle of booze and the bell.
And I just think that video was the most awesome video. Everybody in it, the acting was great. The everything production was great because it was all our classmates, but everybody did a great job of that. But I know what parents back then would be looking at themselves, especially her dad, who was someone in the administration of the school, and his daughter was imitating someone who's drinking, which
Right.
today, people are so politically correct, like, oh, we can't
Love it.
as children pretend like we're alcoholics, but she did it. I thought it was awesome. So do you remember that from that video?
Vaguely.
Well, I remember Tony Dowell with this too. Did anybody remember that? He opened up
I
his trench
remember.
coat.
And yeah, so in it.
And the audio's going out.
That's because every time
Mine?
Mike turns on his, go ahead. Nope. Mike, hold on a second. Go ahead, Faith. Will you remember what?
I said I don't really. I do remember that movie with Carrie Wales and J.S. Sarmiento. I remember that part in it, but
Oh,
don't-
yes.
I don't remember all the details. I really don't, because I wasn't in band, so I don't. Although there was a lot of people that weren't in band in there too, but right? I don't know.
No, you were absolutely right. Carrie and JS was like the guy with the top hat on and the villain. Mike, come off mute. What were you going to say about the video?
I'm sorry,
So-
I didn't hit the mute button, but no, JS was the mustachioed villain in
Yeah.
that
Yes,
video.
that's right. So
Do you
Faith,
still talk to?
anything? Yeah, Mike. Faith wants to know if you talked to JS recently.
I don't think I've spoke with him since November.
Okay, so you have like since after the reunion,
Yeah, and like once a week.
like June, right?
And for whatever reason, he's pulling the old 1984 thing and just falling off the face of the planet again.
We have to wait another 9 years for him to come back to us. Faith, can you think of anything you'd want to say to Miss Polker?
I don't know. Golly gee, I don't know.
Putting you
I
on the
mean,
spot, huh?
put me on the spot here. You know, I could be
Oh,
in the
that's the
middle of
point.
the garden like in a week from now, and then something pops in. Oh yeah, I should have said this.
Yeah, the best way to inspire thought is to seal the envelope.
Hey, thanks,
Nice.
Mike.
That's like a Hallmark card right there, baby.
There you
Faith,
go.
anything you want to leave us with? If you had a talent other than being an amazing cook, a wonderful mother and grandmother and wife, is there anything you can do that's a secret talent? Like I tell jokes.
Be a-
You do what?
Do you have to be talented to be a wife? I mean, you said. Never mind.
Well, to be a good wife. And I will say, Faith is awesome. Hopefully, she gets the chance to be involved with her grandchildren enough to teach them the good things our parents and grandparents taught us way back in the day. And I believe she has the right heart and intention of doing that. Just my opinion.
I like that. There you go, Faith. Mike's your agent. He put together a commercial for you. No, I was thinking some unique thing, like what would your kids or grandkids say? Something unique about you, or something that you have a talent for, or anything. Come on, it's got to be something.
No, because I am the goofiest person around my children, and yeah, there's like really goofy.
Well, see, that's it right there. So I
We're
bet
all
you if
goofy.
we,
I mean,
Oh, that
everybody funny.
so I bet you if we asked your kids, there'd be a funny Faith story.
Yep, that's my mom every time. Yep, anything that they have plenty of. If you ever ask my daughter Anna, oh my gosh, she would give you stories from Victoria's Secret store to the produce section in the grocery store. Yeah, I do some funny stuff. So a little bit of my high school does come with like just to have a little fun with my kids and my grandkids. So I guess it just would, someday when I am gone, I think they'll hear something funny. That's something Nana would do. That's something.
Now
Oh, so you're Nana. I like that. My wife is Nana.
that leads me to this question.
I'm
Well,
Papa.
I have to go by Nana. So
I like
Faith?
Nana. What was your question, Mike?
I want to hear what moment in your life are you most proud of? And I also want to hear what moment are you most embarrassed of? I know that might take a week to come up with, but
in the
since
garden,
we're here,
especially the nursing part. I don't know. You know what? Okay. Like I say, I think I'd already mentioned the best part. It's up there. That was fun. That was a fun moment. I would say the most embarrassing part. I don't know. Don't put me on the spot. What did I say? Can't do that.
These are tough. We didn't prepare you for this. I would
Yeah.
say everything you're saying about being awkward or whatever with your kids or being a little different, it's what we all experience as we get older. If you guys have seen those commercials on TV with Dr. Rick for Progressive Insurance, and it's about young homeowners becoming like their parents. And do you ever notice all the people in there are doing weird things?
Yeah.
And he's making,
I don't want to get
people are
old.
laughing
I
about it?
don't.
Well, I'm already like that. I could be in all those
it does
commercials
beat
because
the alternative.
everything those people do in those commercials is awkwardly me. And I think our kids call it cringe. They cringe about us.
Right.
My
But you know what
grandson
I say?
cringe.
What'd you say?
My
Yeah.
grandson says that. That's so cringe. I'm like,
Yeah.
cringe.
But or they use these words like bougie, everything. They got all these great things. And look, the way I look at it is we are who we are.
You're so
We made fun of we made fun of our
That's a little
grandparents and everything.
sus.
It's coming. Yeah, that's a good one too. Everything's come full circle. We can just be the older, weird, unacceptable grandparents. And guess what? We can be comfortable with it and love it. And it is who we are. We can own it.
Don't grow old. You don't have to. Just because of our shell grows old doesn't mean that our soul has to. Because I've seen a lot of people that are probably 10 years younger than I, and they've already put themselves in this old home. I swear they sit there. Oh, but I'm so old. I'm like, how old are you? Oh, I'm 54. I'm like, okay.
All right, you youngster. You're as old as you feel. You can grow old and not grow up.
This is the youngest we're ever going to be, guys. So
Exactly.
enjoy it.
Great point. This is the youngest I'm ever going to be.
I don't think I've ever grown up, and I hope I never do.
Yeah, it's just fun. I mean, having a little fun with your family, with your kids, it'll give them something to laugh, and let them laugh at me. I don't care. At least I know that I make.
You made an impression, indeed. And, I've never married, never had kids, but I live vicariously through my close friends who've had kids and grandkids and some on the way. And it's weird. I get excited about it.
Yeah.
And certain people, I'm so proud of their kids, even though I wasn't their parent, I still am so proud of them.
Yeah. What are you doing? How can you do that?
See, that's the point of why you guys need to have a computer versus a.
Now I can't get back.
So now you can't get back to the video, huh? So on a computer, you'll see little things like this. I'll try to do one for you. And Mike, this is what I was telling you about. Sometime when you guys want, you can get a. So on a computer, guys, I just think on these calls, you can and backgrounds and techniques that you can't use on your phone, or you can, but they're harder to find on your phone because of the navigation. So Like my picture. Do you see my picture?
Yes.
Does it look any different? Or is
I
it,
see your current video face. I don't see any extra pictures.
just hasn't come on yet because it says my. Let's see. I might have frozen a little bit there.
Oh,
Oh.
I saw a quick flash and it went away. It was a pirate.
Yep. Is it back?
Nope, not yet.
It
So
just
weird.
flashed and flashed out. So it's like,
Yeah. So there we go. Let's try that. All right, mateys.
that's funny. It doesn't look like you now.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
It's SpongeBob here.
Now that reminds me of a dad joke. What did the pirate say on his 80th birthday? Aye, matey.
Nice.
I'm 80.
I love it. I
And
love
by
it.
the way, I've learned I don't trust stairs anymore. They're always up to something.
I like those. Keep those punny jokes coming. Hey, let's wrap up. Faith, thank you for taking so much time on your Monday evening. Have a wonderful summer. Enjoy the heat. Spend time with that family. Mike, what are your parting words of wisdom?
Give me a second.
Uh-oh, he's got to come up with one.
Don't put him on the spot.
That's what the point of this is putting everybody on the spot. You have to be able to
To be
roll
ready.
with the punches.
Always. No, wait, never.
Come on.
Keep a litter bag in your car. Doesn't take up much room. If it gets full, you can just toss it out the window.
Love it. Hey, it's great seeing everybody. Enjoy the week. Enjoy the 4th of July holiday. Be safe. I'll send you guys a link, and you can go watch this anytime on the link and tell me how it works. And thank you. It's great seeing everybody.
Are you also going to put it on the Lakeshore Class of 84 Facebook page?
Maybe what I'll do is first have everybody on this call look at it, and let's decide it's worthy before we decide to do that.
Of course it's worthy.
You edit things.
We don't need to edit anything. Let's be real, literally. And if there's a way to put it on YouTube to make it even more accessible to people we don't even know in Portland, Oregon, or whatever.
Oh, that's always fun. It is. It'll show a trail.
That was my original idea, was let's turn this into something huge.
Mike's Hollywood Square theme. We could have